Hi, guys, and welcome to another To Catch Up with myself and the Krystal, Kristina Tkach. Hi, Kristina.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for joining me again. You know, this is our fourth To Catch Up now. Four.
What's special?
Oh, no, you're the special one. I mean, it's great to see, what you've been up to. How's your game growing? Now, since we last chatted, you've been to London, right? You went to the Mosconi Cup.
I did.
How was it?
It was quite an experience. It was my first Mosconi Cup, and to be honest, I absolutely enjoyed it, despite the fact America lost. And it was just great to be there and to witness all that myself.
So you're an American fan now as well, are you?
Yeah, it seems like apparently I am.
How did you react when Fedor said, "I'm going to play for USA"? Obviously, he told you before anyone else knew. So, what was your reaction to that? Was you surprised? Was you pleased? Sad? Happy?
I mean, we talked about this possibility for quite a long time, to be honest. It's not like it was any kind of surprise, but I'm happy actually he took this decision. It was not easy because, we all want to represent the country we are born in, but, it's not always works as you wish, and you have to take tough decisions that will help your career and future life. And I just glad that he had this opportunity to take this very serious step forward in his career.
Yeah, I honestly thought when it was announced that he was going to be on the Mosconi team, I thought, wow, we Europe are going to have problems now. It's really going to make a difference, not just because he's such a good player, but also because he would lift the others up, and maybe bring a little bit more seriousness into it. Anyway, look, I don't want to talk about Fedor. We're here to talk about you. Um, Last time we spoke, you were leading up to a WPBA event in Iron City Billiards, Alabama. How was
Mhm.
that for you?
Last year,
Yeah, the one in December.
uh, I think in December there was Wisconsin Open, not Alabama. I think Alabama was like September.
Was it? No, there was one just before Christmas, wasn't there? Was there not
Yeah,
one
I
just
went
before
to
Christmas?
Wisconsin.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. So how was Wisconsin?
I didn't end up playing because I decided to go for Mosconi Cup. And it was honestly a tough decision for me because we don't have a lot of events to start with for women. And, it was tough to miss one, but in the same time, I wanted to be there for Federer. And I really love Europe and I miss going to Europe. So I felt like I much prefer to make some great memories with family, with Fader, his family, my sister, than going for the tournament. Then obviously I'm gonna play so many more in my life. So I was actually quite happy with my decision.
Was it your first time in London? I saw lots of
No,
pictures of you around London enjoying the
no,
sights. No?
it was not first time. It was my third time, but my first time was during the COVID, so I couldn't leave even my hotel room. I'm not even talking about the hotel or to do some sightseeing, but next time I went there for World Nine Ball Matchroom Championships in 2021. So this is where we did a lot of sightseeing, and I've seen actually London for the first time. So it was actually my second time.
I met your sister in Austria, didn't I? Your sister was there, wasn't she? Yeah, that's right. I remember. So next up is Vegas. Uh, Even more events this time. Normally you go there, it's just the Women's Las Vegas Open. now there's just so much more going on. There's the new Women's Showdown, which has been announced. That's from February 27th to March 1st. And then also the mixed doubles. Now, you're playing with your partner, your real partner,
Yeah,
Fedor. So, have you been doing much practice preparing for that?
we unfortunately didn't have a lot of time or opportunities to do that because my parents were visiting me in America, and we was on a little trip around USA, and the time Federer left for Louisiana and Texas. I think he's in Austin right now. And before we played Derby, and obviously you can't really find a lot of time during the Derby. So we didn't really have a lot of time to prepare, or everything kind of felt like overwhelming with my parents coming with Derby, him trying to get European visa. We had to drive to Chicago, there and back for a day. So it was like back to back things. I feel like for me since, I don't know, September, like I've been traveling so much and I've been on the road most of those months that I just, lost the track of time. And also, yeah, it was really hard to find the time to practice, since also we didn't know it's going to happen and when it's going to happen and if it's going to happen. So yeah, it is what it is. But we've played before in Scotch Doubles, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a problem for us.
No, I'm sure you'll be a good match, and as is very important in Scotch doubles, it's chemistry, and you've obviously got that because your partner's already. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. There's some great partners in it, isn't there? You've got Ali and Shane, you've got uh, Kelly and Alex Kazakis, Margaret and her husband Tyler, Jasmine and her brother, Pia and Joshua, Wei Chu Chen and Ko Pin Yi, Chang Jun Lin and Chao Che Yu. It's just incredible the standard, and I'm so looking forward to this. I mean, I'm not going to actually be going to Vegas this year, but I am going to be commentating remotely, so I'm still going to be there, kind of. So obviously, you think yourselves are favourites, and I obviously put you as one of the favourites as well. But who is a couple you think that you've really got to look out for, or are they all pretty much the
I
same?
think they're all pretty much strong teams. I think we played one mixed double events in 2021 in South Carolina, and Allison played with Shane, and I don't remember. Kelly played someone, and then Pia played Joshua, and none of those matches were easy, because even if first of all, to start with, every girl is a top player, every man is a top player. It's not like man is, pulling a girl, right? No, it's not like that, because all those team are basically top players of the world. But also, if even a girl can make a mistake, but then the guy can help them to, to do recovery shot or something like that. So it makes teams even stronger. So I don't believe there's going to be any easier match than some other.
Yeah, I remember when Shane played with April Larson in the World Teams in Puerto Rico last year. He was like at the table every time she was, and he was really, really helpful. How do you think you and Fedor will play together? Will each of you maybe ask a question? If you have a question, will you just play your shot, or how do you think it will
Well,
work with you two?
I feel like there are a couple strategies for Scotch doubles. It's either everybody is playing the way they would play without really talking much, then there's always someone who's leading and someone who is following. And I think many times when played, it was this kind of strategy where he's leading me and telling me what to do, and I just do that as long as I feel comfortable with the shot. And I feel like it's just a lot easier. But because when there is a uneven skill level of players, then I feel like the best strategy should be guidance and following. But when I feel like there's two same level players, it's opposite helpful when each of them play their own game and do not disturb the other one with their advices, or maybe everybody's having a very different style of playing. So um, yeah.
If you weren't playing with Fedor, and this is just a little bit of a fun question, if you could choose any partner to play with in the world, who would you choose?
Maybe, I don't know, Mario. We're good friends
Oh,
with Mario. And he's very fun and easygoing, because it's also very important to feel comfortable in a couple, even if you make some errors. It's very important your partner cheer up on you instead of putting even more pressure. And you could see sometimes, that's what happening when there's a top player, not as good player, they're putting way too much pressure. So yeah, I would be seeking comfort in any of the Scotch double I would play.
well, the way I look at it when I watch Scotch doubles, one of the easiest players I think to play with would be Joshua Filler, because he just says to Pierre all the time, just make the ball, just make the ball, just give me a shot. And you feel like just leave him anywhere on the table and he'll make the ball. He's on fire at the moment, isn't he, Josh Filler?
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you think he's so good?
Because he works really hard. On top of that, it's obvious he has some kind of natural talent. I'm not talking about natural talent in pool specifically, but natural talent, being able to focus under the pressure and hold his nerves and perform the best when pressure is the highest, which really doesn't work for everyone. And a lot of athletes have to put a lot of work in to be able to perform under the pressure. And I'm not saying he doesn't, but it seems like it, maybe a little easier for him than for some other players that's struggling with mental game, for example. So
Yeah, it's the old saying, isn't it? It's okay to have natural ability and, that little something special inside you already. But unless you've got that work ethic and you really want to practice hard and work really hard, you'll find that, like Michael Jordan, for example, he was probably the most talented, but he was also the hardest working as well. Kobe Bryant, the same. Any sport like Federer or Djokovic, it's always the ones that work hardest that
yeah.
that cope under the pressure and are able to produce their best form under the pressure. When you're traveling around, I've always wanted to ask you this actually. When you travel, I mean, obviously you'll stay with Fedor when you go to the Rio, right? But when you at the WPBA events, who is like your friend on the tour? Who's your best friend on the tour, and who might you room with, or do you prefer to room alone?
Well, I have a couple of roommates that I've been rooming for quite a long time. It's obviously my best friend April. Whenever we had opportunity before, we always shared a room together. And then I share a room with Ada. She, the girl from New
Uh,
York, and
Ada Lau,
it's
yeah.
it's very
Ada Lau,
convenient.
yeah.
Yeah, because she can fly in Louisville, and then I pick her up from the airport and would drive somewhere, so I don't have to drive on my own for a long time, which is very convenient. So usually we take Airbnb, and it's Ada, me, April, and now also we share a house with Lulu, Eylül Kibaraglu from Turkey. She's also a very good friend of mine. So
Is that what you call her, Lulu? That's a good name for her, actually.
yeah, I the first time we were sharing a room together in World Championships in China, I always wanted to ask like what's your like how to pronounce your name, because it seems very complicated even for us like Europeans. And she's like Elul, and I asked her two or three times because I just couldn't figure out like what is she really saying, and I'm like, you know what? I'll call you Lulu. And she's like, okay. And since then, everybody started calling her Lulu. So
I call her Ice Cool Hiboriglu. That's what I call it. It's a lot easier. So let's go back to the women's showdown. Then you got one of the invites as one of the second eight. I don't think you made it into the top eight, but you certainly made it onto the invitation side of it. Pia Filler, Sao, yourself, Margaret Fefilova, Yuki, Wei Wei, Hanyu, Siming Chen. Oh, strong field, and that's just the invites. That's without Chao Che Yu, Cheska, Kelly, Alison, Kristina Zlateva, Jasmine Ocean, Bean Hung. It's just amazing field, isn't it? The strength of the women's game, I think, now is really, really rising, and you are part of that. How is your game going? I know you said you haven't had much time to practice. You've spoke before in the past about changing your style completely because of the shot clock. Where are you now with your game in your head wise? Are you happy with your cue action, with your attitude, with your mental strength? Just tell us a little bit about inside your head at the moment now about your game.
Well, it's always it's unpredictable. Sometimes you can play really good when you're practicing and feel great, and then you come and something doesn't feel right, and you just, for multiple reasons, you're not performing as you wish or expected to. So I never try to really pay attention on how I feel in the practice, right? I just do my job. I have a plan and I just follow that. And no matter if I had a bad or good day, it's not affecting me anyhow or my mental um, plan for the tournament, because I know I might feel great again and come and not feeling even close, or some things didn't work when I practice and then I come and suddenly, everything feels good. So I just try to not be really happy when I'm, practicing great, and not too sad when
Level.
something doesn't work. It's just a steady process, which also took me a lot of time to be able to treat my training process evenly throughout the whole, I don't know, week two, depends how long I'm practicing, right? So I'm feeling good, like as I usually do when I practice, because even if I don't play for quite a long time, it doesn't take me long to get back in my stroke, and maybe day or two, and then third day I feel like, I feel really good on the table. But it's more, for me, it's been always a mental side of the game, because I know that I can beat anyone. And playing derby, for example, I beat a couple good players like Jesus Atencio, and I know that,
Wow, yeah.
of course, he's not like he played his best game, but still. And I know that I'm capable of beating anyone if mentally I'm in the right place. So for the past, I don't know, couple years, I've been working really hard on that. Of course, it's really a process with ups and downs, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm out there, and some, like, finally I'm, feeling good, and then a couple tournaments you play really good, you finish like top 3, top 2, and then, like, oh, now suddenly you expect yourself to finish really deep in every single tournament, and this is where all the problems start coming up. So it's just feels like an endless vicious cycle for me. But I'm trying to enjoy the process, and I'm trying to um, not really putting any goals in front of me, but just try to enjoy, play my best, and try to put work in developing quality of my game, instead of trying to beat somebody or win some kind of a tournament. Just be better every single day, basically.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a good goal to have. I think long-term goals can get you a little bit anxious and a little bit, what's the word? Impatient, because you want to reach those goals. But I think if you set smaller, like you just said, like daily goals, where just try and be better the next day than you were the previous. And I think that is so important. Now, on the fitness side of it, how's the fitness going? I mean, I don't know whether you see me on social media or not, but I've just taken up swimming, and because I had a health scare, I had a stroke just after Austria, so I had to change my lifestyle, um, change my diet, my alcohol consumption, my and do some exercise. So I got into swimming, and now I'm doing 1.6 kilometers every single day without fail. As soon as we finish this, I'm going to go about 50 yards that way, 50 meters that way, and get in the pool and do another. It takes me about an hour. And I have a healthy competition going on with Jason Shaw now. He's got into swimming. He said it's because he saw what I was doing and see how slim you can get quickly. And he's lost so much weight and he's feeling great. So is swimming something you're into, or have you got another exercise regime?
I used to when I was back home in Moscow, but here is a little problematic because we still haven't really found a good place to go. So it should be actually in my list because it's really good for your back. And since we all have the back problems, it would help a
Yeah.
lot. But as for now, I'm just trying to lift, and I don't really do cardio. I hate cardio, and I know that I will never be able to run, especially on a treadmill in a basement staring at the wall. It is not for me. I can run in the park when it's a good weather. Like back home, I used to run in the park nearby, but definitely not where I am right now. So I just walk on a treadmill, as I think I post multiple times on the social media just to achieve my 10,000 steps a day. And then I work out just lifting weights, and I really love doing that. I don't know why, but I was doing powerlifting a couple of years ago, but I feel like it hurt my stroke a little bit, and I was not feeling great with my stroke for a long time. So now I'm really scared to start again powerlifting, even though I really love doing that. So I'm just take it easy, just lift, you know, not super heavy weights, and trying to build up muscles.
Have you seen them guys on Facebook who are lifting these like weights that size, right? And this guy, as a cleaner, he's a cleaner, janitor, and he's cleaning all around the floor, and he just goes up and picks it up. Have you seen that?
No.
You ever see it? Really funny. He's doing it a lot at the moment. Are you still into Are you doing yoga? I know Jasmine Ocean says yoga is so good for you. She does a lot of it, that kind of stuff. Do you do any
Yes,
yoga, meditation?
meditation and breathing exercises, because apparently we all breathe the wrong way. So you have
Yeah.
to also pay attention on that. But there are so many things, to be honest, I'm trying to implement. Also stretching, because you got to stretch in the morning and the evening, and before workout, after workout. So if I go in a gym, usually it's for like hour and a half or 2 hours, because
Wow.
like you have to warm up and stretch, and then it's like workout full body like hour 20 minutes, and then you gotta like walk
Warm
10
down.
20 minutes to cool down, and then to do another stretching and to do breathing exercises, and it's just so much that it's a lot. But it is what it is. I know that if I don't do that, I can't really play pool because my back start hurting really bad. So I have to take care of that.
Every every doctor, physician will tell you that the best exercise for anything, even when you've got injuries. And I was thinking of Fedor here as well. I know he had to pull out of a tournament because of a bad back. He's had to do it before, and a lot of ball players do suffer with bad backs. He's got so much money now, he can just build a swimming pool in your garden, right?
There's no such thing as too much money. I can tell you that, unfortunately, but it's never enough. There's always bigger goals. So we try not to waste our money on different things, just try to save up and figure out what to do with those money, invest, and to have some passive income so you don't put all your income from pool, separate it a little bit. So
You're so smart. You are so smart. You are really smart. You've got your head screwed on correctly, as we say in the UK. Look, Matchroom just announced a huge tournament yesterday in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, $1 million prize money. It looks like Paul is heading in the right direction that way. Have you ever been tempted to join? I know you've played a couple of them. I believe you played. Didn't you play in the league once?
I played, yes, I played League, I played World Pool Masters, I played World Championships, I played US Open twice. Yeah, I played quite a bit of Matchroom events, but being objective, I have not a lot of chances, and they're very inconsistent of making money on a pro man tour. And I feel like there's also a lot of tournaments going on for women right now. We'll have, I think, more than 10 events for
Yeah.
WPBA, which is huge, and on top of that, Predator events. And we'll have two world championships, one in New Zealand, the other one, I believe, in Venezuela. So it's quite a traveling too. um, so I'm really excited for also for women's sport, and I'm really glad guys having such a huge opportunity to play and make money playing Matchroom events. But unfortunately, I just don't think it's possible for women right now to make money there.
Well, if Fedor wins in Saudi Arabia, you can definitely build that swimming pool. That's a target.
Yeah, but it's like what, 300,000 for the first place.
Yeah, but
It's
that's an
not like
investment. It's an investment, though, in your future, the swimming.
it's
It will
not even,
make you
yeah, maybe, but it's better to buy a house next to the ocean in this case to be
true.
able to swim in the ocean.
See, you're smart. I'm stupid. See, that's why I've got no money and I'm a poor old man, and you're a young entrepreneur with the world at your feet, and he's going to do so well. I just know you are because you're so sensible, and you go about things the right way. You're currently number 11 in the WPBA rankings, way just above you, being hung just below you. So you're wedged
I
in the
thought I was
middle
top
there.
8. I'm
Sorry?
not sure. I said I thought I was top 8 or 9. I'm not sure. I don't even know how this ranking really works.
Okay. Maybe I got it wrong because I got it wrong about you playing in Wisconsin or Iron City. But I did look at the rankings yesterday and I did see you at number
Okay.
11. I could
I'm not
no,
sure.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. If you are at number 8, even better.
Yeah, I think I'm number 7 right now.
Oh wow. So how many of
It's not,
those
honestly, I never really cared about ranking. Not when I played EPBF.
EPBF, yeah?
Yeah, tournaments or, world tournaments, because I just don't feel like it's anyhow reflecting, or how you say, showing, my game or how good do I play. It doesn't really matter for me, the rankings, to be honest.
Yeah, not a true indication, is it really? Because it depends on how many you play. How many are you going to play? Pia's said she's going to play in every single one. She's just got a sports visa with Josh, and she's going to play in every single event. She done quite well in the last one, actually. I think she reached the semis. I think she did. How many are you going to play, do you think?
She lost to me for the third place. No, I finished fourth, so she finished fifth.
Right.
And there was Wei, Allison, and Brittany Bryan. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna play in all of them too. Hopefully, nothing's gonna change. No new bands. I'm not gonna break my hand, or there's gonna be another, I don't know, pandemic. So, you never know. So, hopefully, as for now, I'm planning to play all of them.
And please tell me and I have a very good reason for asking this. Please tell me you've got no intentions of leaving Predator just yet, because those adverts that you're doing, the commercials with Eklund Catchy, with the extension, are absolutely fantastic. They're giving people a lot of humor. Well, you're going a little bit red now. Were
Yeah,
they fun to do?
yeah, we shot that actually quite a long time ago, and I always thought it was funny, but some people could like could take it a little unappropriate, but I feel like the outcome was pretty good and people really loved it. So yeah, I really like this one.
I think you're responsible for Predator selling a lot of extensions. Believe me, I really do.
Yeah, it's I don't know why, but I mean a lot of people using extensions, but whenever I use, and that because the reason why, because I have another one in between, right? And another one in the back, which makes my queue, I don't know, probably like 2 meters long. And everybody is like always laughing and thinks it's hilarious. But I'm like, I know it's funny, but it's necessity because I'm too short and I can reach half of the shots.
I'm going to
So
disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you there. You need to learn to use the bridge. I've seen you miss some shockers by stretching.
I know.
Why don't you learn to use the bridge? Spend
I
20
know how to
minutes a
use the
day.
bridge. Know how to use the bridge, but for example, whenever there is a touchy shots, I can explain like when you put a spin, or when, for example, you try to draw, or there's certain shots for sure I'm going to play with a bridge, but there are certain shots that are very touchy for me, and I'm not having this quiet feeling when I'm using the bridge. That's why I'm trying to use my hand.
Okay, I'll
So
let you off. I'll let you off. You do what you want to do. It's working, isn't it? So, yeah, exactly. What do I know? So, when are you heading to Vegas?
on the 20th.
Okay, and you play first time. It's on the screen there, but I can't see it. It's backwards. I can't read
I
it.
think it's February 22nd for women.
Yeah, in the Las Vegas Open. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, good luck in that. Are you staying at the Rio? Or are you staying outside the Rio?
outside.
Outside.
We're down with Rio. It's really tough to stay there, to be honest. Last year, our card stopped working, keys from the room,
Oh
every
no,
single day. Doesn't matter if we carry it next to other credit cards, next to, I don't know,
your
coins.
phone.
It just doesn't work. And every single day we had to go downstairs and go through all this huge line because out of, I don't know, 10 people that's supposed to work there, only one person working, of course. So, and also it was really windy last year, if you remember. It was like super, super
Yeah.
windy. So we went in the room and it was our first night, and we felt like we're actually sleeping next to airplane that is about to take off. There was the sound because there was huge holes in the windows, and it was
Oh,
like making this crazy sound, and I'm like, I just can't sleep here. And the previous time in 2019 when I stayed there, the those light bugs that is making this weird noise. I don't
yeah.
know how you say it in English, but
Like
they
crickets.
make really, yeah,
Crickets.
really, really, yeah, loud noise. So
Do you know
there
how they make
was
that noise? Do you know how they make that noise?
no.
It's their knees rubbing together, their legs rubbing together. That's how they make that noise. You you can use
Well,
that bit of
I got couple
information.
in my room. I got couple in my room because there was I don't know, a natural disaster of all, I don't know if you remember that as well. There was millions and millions in Las Vegas of those crockets. Crockets is the right word.
Crickets. Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah.
So I had couple in my room and it drove me crazy because they're so fucking loud. So I had to call
You
somebody to
can't you
come pick them
can't
up.
you can't say fucking on this on this
I'm
interview.
sorry.
Oh,
But
that, I just
if
said
you
it.
would be on my place, you wouldn't find any other word to describe what was
No,
happening.
I
So
agree.
it was disastrous. So yeah, that's enough.
Okay, so look, thank you so much for your time. Go ahead and mention your sponsors, please, and anything else you want to say about some merchandise or signed balls. You're going to be taking some signed balls to Vegas, are you? Some pictures or something, workbooks. How's the workbook
I'll be
going?
pretty good. Yeah, it's still doing good. I didn't really post a lot on social media, and I haven't been on social media to be honest, a lot lately. But yeah, I'm trying to get back and trying to keep it going. So
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd block me because I haven't seen anything on social media from you for quite a long time. Or perhaps you have
guilty.
blocked you've blocked me and you haven't been on social media. Okay, I'm kidding. So, would you like to mention any of your sponsors? We're going to put them all up on the screen for you anyway. Predator, of course, is your main sponsor.
Yeah,
So, I'm really looking forward to all the events, Kristina, and I'm really looking forward to sitting right where I'm sitting now here in Thailand. I'm going to be sitting here doing commentary remotely. I'm looking forward to commentating on one of your matches. Maybe you can go and jump in the booth sometime and we can do a match together. That'd be kind of cool as well. If you get some
yeah,
time in between selling your books and building swimming pools and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely.
so let's do another one of these after Vegas and maybe after the next WPBA event. Have a great tournament. Good luck
Thank you.
in 2024. I've got a good feeling that you're going to snap one of these big ones off this year. Say goodbye, Kristina.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.